Hi, this is Billi Black, your DCO for District 7670. DCO stands for District Communication Officer. I help folks get in and maneuver in DACdb and Rotary.org, or actually my Rotary. Now today I'm in DACdb because one of the first things that you're going to want to do as president is make sure that you get all of your officers identified and in DACdb so that the district can invite them to our training that will happen in April. And we don't want anybody to miss out on that training in April. So the very first thing you do, I have already logged in, and I am in here as the Rotary Club of Silva and the PE, which is Matt Sanger, the president-elect. I go to my club and club members. From this screen, I come up and hit the blue button that says Edit Club. The resulting screen has lots of tabs, but the only one we're concerned with today is Positions. So I'm going to click on Positions. Now this lists all the people in the club with the club they belong to, the member type, and a little pencil to the left. The pencil on the left allows you to edit that member. So the first one I'm going to put in is the treasurer, and her last name starts with P. So I'm going to go down to the P's and alphabet. There we go. And her name is Anne. So I'm going to click on the pencil. Now you'll notice that in this year, from April to June of this year, she is the treasurer. And then they have put it, this was last year and this is this year. It's important to note the dates so that you have the correct flow for this particular position. I come over here to the top and click on Add. Now it has start date and an end date that it thinks that you need. So let's look at it. July 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2024. That is correct. If it was not correct, you could highlight it and type something else, or simply select the date that you want, or you could come to the calendar and select the date. But we don't need to do any of those because it's correct. Now, one of the issues is that people try to type in here, and you do not type in here. You come over and click on Add again. And we look for secretary. Most of these are in alphabetical order, so I simply come down to secretary and click it. And I could click Save. Now, before I leave this, if she is also going to be the club fundraising chair, I would click those. You select all of the positions in that year that this person is going to have. You don't have a separate line for each position. Again, I would select anything that she is going to do. Perhaps she's going to be something else, but right now I'm just going to click Save. Now it says Secretary in the box, and I come back up here and click Add, and she is now correctly in here. So I close that window. And I'm going to they don't have a president nominee, so I'm looking for my buddy, Kenny Nichols. And he has been president and assistant governor and all kinds of things, but we're just going to put him in there temporarily so you can see what happens. You hit the pencil and look at all the positions he's held and the dates he held them. Now I'm going to go to Add. And again, I look at the dates. And it says 125. That's interesting. So it's taking today's date that I'm recording. So I want to start it for next year. So it's going to be July 1st, 23. So I hit the 1st. And it's going to tell me that this date is before that. So now I need to change this one. And we're going to go to June 24 and the 30th. And now that issue resolves itself. Now watch what happens when I enter him as the president nominee. DACdb is pretty smart. So when I come down here and say save and add, it adds several pieces. It adds nominee for 23-24. It adds elect for 24-25, president for 25-26, immediate past president, and then it puts past president. So it enables you to, with one keystroke, put in your president nominee and pre-fill all 5 fields. Now, a lot of us don't find out our president nominee until it's right on top of us, so that's okay. Now, Kenny is not going to be the president nominee, so if you ever need to delete somebody from a position, you click the delete button, check all those things that you would like to delete, being careful not to delete anything you should not. That's down to the nominee, and click delete. Say okay. It takes a minute, maybe longer. And I love the internal service error. So we're going to get out of that and just know that that would take that out. Let me make sure that Kenny, good. Let's look at him and make sure that didn't save it in there. Good. He's in good shape. Now, the next thing you do is come over here to the left-hand bar and go to RI integration. RI integration is Rotary International, and it's how Rotary International is talking to DACdb through a portal. And so I am going to do Club Officer Compare. And notice that we have Ann that we put in as the treasurer. And we simply click the button to move her over here. Notice this is officers found in Rotary, officers found in DACdb. And this is 2003, 2004. So I'm going to click the pink arrow to move her all over to Rotary International. And it typically takes a minute, and now she's over here. Now both Matt and Ann can get into Rotary Club Central and edit their club's goals for next year. I want you to notice one other thing here. We have 2 club foundation chairs for this year. And it does not allow you to recognize 2 foundation chairs at one time. It doesn't allow you to recognize 2 presidents, 2 secretaries, anything, 1 person per position. So you as a club or as a board need to decide which one is going to be the one that can enter the goals and go into Rotary.org or My Rotary and check reports for the foundation and things like that. Only one will go up because Rotary only recognizes 1. So that is DACdb selecting officers and so making sure that the club officers have moved on up to Rotary.org.